Yo, what's going on, guys? Sorry that this video is coming out a little late. I kind of spent most of the day playing Fortnite with the guys, so I really should have streamed it, but that's on me, my fault, guys. But today I'm gonna talk about a bit of an interesting topic to me, and if you're like me, you love music, but the one thing that gets you hype the most for music, especially new music, are singles. Songs that drop, promote certain albums. We all love a good single, but me, I'm kind of weird about singles. No, 9 times out of 10, unless I'm like super hype about a song, or if the song's like uber popular, I'm not really gonna listen to singles because I like to just wait until the album comes out and then listen to the whole album, so I can just listen to it all together at once. That might sound weird. It kind of is, but that's just how I listen to music. So I have a couple of groups of singles I have here that I want to go over in kind of different styles. There's a group of singles that I actually listened to before the album came out because I was mad hype for it. There's a group of singles that are just hype in general. They might have gotten added to the album, they might not have, but there's elite singles. And then the last is just some of my personal favorite singles that also never made the album. And then there's a little bonus topic at the end. The first group of singles that I want to look at is actually a group of singles, and that is all the singles that dropped leading up to After Hours. When I tell you I was hyped for this album, I was like over the moon. If you know me, you obviously know The Weeknd's one of my favorite artists, probably one of my favorite artists of all time. And this was like right around when lockdown started. So he had announced that this album was coming out, and all the promotional stuff for it just looked insane. And I was so ready for new Weeknd music because I mean Starboy is okay, is decent, but My Dear Melancholy is elite music. But finally had new music, and he dropped 3 singles before the album came out. He dropped the title track, which I thought was weird. He dropped Heartless, and then he dropped Blinding Lights. I think all of them had music videos before the album came out, I think. But all 3 of these songs are so, like, especially the title track, I thought it was good, but until the album came out, I didn't realize just how crazy this song actually was. It is unreal, and it's grown to become one of my favorite Weeknd songs ever. My favorite single that dropped out of the 3 was Heartless. Oh my god, him and Metro working together on a song like that, so hype. And the song, it is so good. The music video for the song as well, amazing, man. I think I had my profile picture on Twitter as one of the screenshots from that music video for like a month. It's so good. And then I saved this one for last because I thought Blinding Lights was good when it first came out, but I just did not understand how insanely popular that song was gonna become. That song blew up like almost overnight. It was crazy. And I mean I thought it was good, but I didn't think it would be like number one song in the world good. That like blew my mind. And then that just basically rolls into the rest of the album, just how insanely popular it became. And it basically ended up with it being at the Super Bowl. Like, this After Hours, if there's anything that can be considered a victory lap, that album is just an entire victory lap album. It is so good. I was so happy for him to be at the Super Bowl. I watched that performance as well. It was so good. It was really fun to watch that. I had a lot of fun watching that. The next single I want to talk about that's within this group is If Looks Could Kill by Destroy Lonely. Bro, when this song first came out, it's kind of like another situation where I didn't realize how like crazy popular this song was going to become. It blew up. You've seen it in memes every day. You see it everywhere. Like, it's just a really good song. Like I said, you've probably all seen the memes for it. It was really good for any like all those like fit pics and stuff. And then what sucks is that this song, this it ended up becoming an album with I think the same title, But the album, I didn't really like it at first. There were some songs on there that I thought were like crazy, but what made me like it is that one of my friends got me to re-listen to it, and oh my god, it immediately just clicked for me, bro. It became way better when I re-listened to it. And that's kind of how it is with a lot of music for me. If I don't really like something when I first hear it, I might revisit it like a few months later, maybe even a week later, and be like, wait, this album's kind of crazy. That was kind of how the story with that one went. But this single, Mad Hype, it had me excited for the album. I was slightly let down, but still a great song nonetheless. Rolling into the next song this is a single for an album that I actually talked about in a video that I dropped, I think, uh, around a week ago. But this is Seaforth by King Cruel. This is album for the single, or a single for the album, Space Heavy. I figured out about this song because he had dropped I saw the music video on my YouTube recommended page when I was just scrolling through looking for videos. So I was like, wait, he's dropping a new single? Wait, this is gonna become an album? I was like, no, turn this on right now. And the music video for the song, it's kind of weird, a little, but I mean, it's kind of like your in general, like he's just like he's on the beach with his band playing the whole song out, and it's just a really like chill, vibey song. And I think that goes for like the whole album. It's much more of like a, what does it remind? It reminds me of kind of like a late '80s, early '90s like just indie album, where the songs on there like a mix of like chill indie songs with more like upbeat songs, and it was a really good single. I loved it actually. It got me mad hype for the album. And like I said in the expectations video where I mentioned it, this is an album that I got my hopes up for, and my hopes were like not only like met but exceeded. I love this album so much. I love this song so much. There's so many good songs on this album. If you have not heard this album, please listen to it. It is so good. I would recommend it for sure. Another single that got my hopes up crazy for an album is Little Things by Georgia Smith. This song came out, I think, in May of that year. Was it 2023? And I was like super excited because her 2021 album it was kind of disappointing because Lost and Found is like one of my favorite albums of all time. It was one of the first albums I listened to when I had Apple Music in 29 like around 2018 2019 when it came out, and like I still listen to that album to this day. It is elite. So many just elite songs on there. But hearing this song, it got me like so hyped for the album. It is such a good vibey song. I think a funny story. I remember I was hanging around at like nighttime around like campus, and I ended up with someone else. We were just in their car. You just playing random songs, just singing songs, and I played this song. It was like, bro, vibing with it. I was like, yo, that's crazy. And then I just knew, bro. I knew because I think in Venice of September of 2023, this this song got put on the album that she dropped, which I think is called Flying or Falling. Elite album, one of the best albums of that year, no joke. I was so happy when that dropped, and it was so good. Like my goat is finally back making elite music, man. Oh, I was so happy. So many just great songs on there, including this one. This single, what a just elite single, bro. I was so happy when it finally dropped, or when the album finally dropped, I should say, because it was such a like major improvement on what she did in 2021, which left me, like I said, pretty disappointed. But it was so glad to actually see her back making actually, excuse me, great albums again. I was so happy. A last single I want to talk about that's within this group of singles that I actually listened to for the album that they were leading up for is "At Me" by Playboy Cardi. Oh man, when this single came out, bro, I was still deluded into thinking that, bro, the album could drop at any minute. It could drop today. It could drop tomorrow. Like, it could finally release. And then he drops this single, and I just sat there after listening to it, like, dude, what did I just sit through? I was like, I had the most like confused look on my face ever, and like the beat was hard? Question mark. The beat was good, but those vocals had me just confused. All I could say about this thing was I was just confused listening to it. I had no idea what I had just listened to, bro. And like obviously you have the Cardi fans that were just dick riding it because it was new Cardi, but I was just like, okay. But I think there's a remix of this. Not I don't think it's this exact song, but it's another version. It's just meh on a whole lot of red. It's a remix by Yeet and Autumn. That song is elite. I listen to that song all the time. It goes crazy in your car. It is so good. But this single, it kind of like dipped my hype for a whole lot of red because when I listened to it on Christmas Day, I mean, it was like that was probably like one of the most like roller coaster ride first listens I think I've ever done. It was all over the place. I went to be like, oh, this is crazy. To what am I listening to? To okay, that's pretty nice. To holy, this song is insane. And then just back to whatever. The end part of Whole Lotta Red is like elite, but then there's just a bunch of like mid in like the middle section of the album. It was weird, and he was smart not to put this song on the album. He put a different version of the song on the album that was just called Meh that I talked about earlier, and that song is actually pretty hard. But the remix that I also talked about earlier is even better. That's probably gonna round out songs that I actually listened to before the albums that they're on came out and raise my expectations for. Overall, they're mostly almost all of them I think are positive. I think the only one that was like so on was At Me, and I guess I could say the same about Whole Lotta Red. I was definitely so on that album at first, but then as I listened more, I started to like it. There were some people calling it the greatest album ever, when I was like, please, calm down. Guys, calm down. It is not that good. It's alright, but it's not that good. This next group of singles are just singles that I ended up finding just on my own or through like the internet, and I just like them. They're not on any like album. Actually, two of them actually ended up being on an album, but they're just singles that I think they're just elite singles. Honestly, a first one. If you know Chris Travis, first of all, you are a legend. But Crunch Time, the amount of memes that song was in like mid 2010s, it was in every meme imaginable, bro. Like if you remember the Pineapple Phantom meme, that's this song. And when I figured that out, and like I think I figured it out like 2019 ish, I was like, yo, this song is actually crazy. But then I didn't end up listening to more albums from this person until the friend that I mentioned earlier, who got me to re-listen to If Looks Could Kill. He mentioned that, yo, this guy has a bunch of crazy albums. You'd love them. And I was like, all right, bet. He was right. He was right. Chris Travis, what an amazing artist, bro. Love that guy. Uh, the next one is one that I've actually found pretty recently. And that's "Save Me" by Chief Keef. That song goes so hard, bro. I don't even remember where I heard it for the first time. I might have heard it while I was at a friend's house, but I definitely heard it while I was scrolling through Instagram, and I was like, wait a minute, this song is really, really good. How have I never heard this before? So then I went to go listen to the whole thing, and I wasn't let down. It's such a hype song. It goes crazy. Like, it's another one that goes crazy in your car. Such a fun song. I love it so much. Another one that I found. When did I want to say I found this song? Uh, I might have found this song through a meme, but I'm not sure. It's Still the Same by Autumn. This song is I love the song a lot actually. I think I found it when I was just getting into him as an artist in general, and I love the song so much. The only thing I hate about it is how short it is. Or this song being this short is criminal. I There's one pet peeve I have with music. Some songs are so good, and they'll only be like a minute 30, 2 minutes long. That makes me so bad because I know if this song was any longer, it'd be so much better. But I guess the artist didn't really see it being any better longer. And I'm not gonna hold that against them. It's their song, their artistic direction. I'll hold it against them. But there are some criminal offenders. Like if you know the song "Clouded" by Brent Faiyaz, you are a criminal for making that song only a minute and 30 seconds. You are a criminal for doing that. Like, oh man, that one makes me like mad every time I think about it. The last song I have for this sort of conglomerate of singles is "Words to Live by El Casto featuring Earl Sweatshirt. If you've probably seen this, or at least a screenshot of it, where Earl's like, "I'm not okay, but I'm gonna be alright." That song, the whole song is so crazy. Earl's verse in that song is that verse, like, oh my god, it is so good. It's so good. And then the album that this single ended up going on to, I can't remember the title. I'll flash it up on screen though. This is a great album. If you have not heard it, please listen to it. I could not recommend this one enough. Great album. It's definitely like a blend of a bunch of different styles of music. It's more so like trap related or like trap adjacent, but it is such a good album. You If you like that sort of music, you will like this one. It is definitely something different, but you will for sure like it. I think because I loved it, and I only got into this artist recently. Great artist, by the way, super underrated. Nearing the end of this, I just want to rattle off some of my favorite songs of all time that just happen to be singles. First one being what I think is probably still my favorite song of all time. I think is "Watch" by Travis Scott with I think it's Uzi and Kanye. Ugh, this song is so crazy. I'm so mad that this song was not on Astroworld, bro. Why did they not put this song on there? So bad, so frustrating. Because at the time, this is like two of my favorite artists collabing with Kanye as well. Like, bro, I was over the moon, and it's such a good song. So mad he left this off the album, but it's definitely one of my favorite songs ever. Then I have "King of the Fall" by The Weeknd. He dropped this before "Beauty Behind the Madness." This single and the music video for the song, elite. So elite. One of his best songs ever, for sure. It's just 5 minutes of just peak. And it really just does sound like the autumn season. I mean, duh, but it's such a great song. Amazing. Oh man, I could go on forever. Next one I have on my mind, the acoustic version by Georgia Smith. This bro, I've there's a video of me and a friend. We were driving back from somewhere like late at night. We were just screaming this song at the top of our lungs. That night was so fun, bro. Man, I'm gonna miss that night was so fun, bro. But this song is so great. I think I know the song like word for word. Just just an amazing song. Another one that I found recently is "Root of All Evil" by RX Poppy. This is an artist that I got into, I want to say like like around the end of senior year of high school. Amazing. I love this artist so much, and this song is so good. It's a perfect loop into itself as well. So I would just be listening to it for like a solid just 30 minutes without even switching off because I didn't even realize it was over. It's that good. And then the last song I have here is probably one of the funniest songs of all time. Is Slither Conspiracy by RXK Nephew. If I have nothing to say about the song except just listen to it. This song is so funny. It like all I could you have to hear it for yourself. It is one of the funniest songs ever, man. Coming to the end of the video, the tidbit that I mentioned earlier is again with City Girl somehow keeps coming up in my videos, but she doesn't actually really drop singles. She really is, especially singles that don't end up on albums. Like anytime she has new music, it's just a new album, drops it right then and there. Like sets the release date, drops the album, just like that. Which I find very interesting, but I low key prefer that because, like I said at the start of the video, I prefer just listening to the album straight up. That's why a lot of times I end up skipping listening to singles. But that was a little tidbit that I had, and that's gonna do it for me. I actually want to know what are some of you guys' favorite just singles of all time. Obviously, they don't have to just be singles that aren't on albums. They can just be singles that ended up on albums that are just happen to be your favorite songs of all time. Uh, Overall, I enjoy the concept of singles. I'm just really weird about them because I don't like I said, I don't listen to them until they actually come out unless I'm mad excited for this artist. I was like, I've been waiting for this artist to drop for X amount of years. I'm ready to hear this now. I'm ready to hear this song now, bro. I need this. But that'll be everything from me. Make sure to like and subscribe, share the channel, make sure we can keep growing as a channel. Like I said, recently we had 100 subscribers. I cannot thank all of you guys enough for that. I'll never be able to thank you guys enough for that. Probably until we hit another milestone. Like that achievement still is like unreal to me in the back of my mind. Like I would just be thinking about it like, yo, that's crazy. There's 100 people here. Like imagine you just had like a room of just 100 people and they're like just there waiting for you to like say something every day. Like, does that not sound weird? Like that's crazy to me. But that'll be enough for me. I'll be signing off. Hopefully I'll be able to get out a video much earlier than I did today. I've been very lazy, but that's enough for me. Goodbye, y'all.